This is a demonstration of a Volar wrist cock-up orthosis made from Orfit flex in 3.2 mm thickness. Draw the patient's hand on a paper towel and make a pattern of the orthosis, which is then traced onto the thermoplastic material. Place the material briefly in hot water of 65 degrees Celsius or 149 degrees Fahrenheit to soften prior to cutting out the pattern. After cutting out the pattern, place the material back into the hot water to completely soften and activate. Remove the orthosis from the water bath with 2 hands and dry briefly on a towel to remove excess hot water. The patient's forearm is positioned in supination with the elbow supported on the table. The wrist is slightly extended and the thumb and fingers remain in a relaxed position. Place the Orfit flex orthosis over the patient's hand and stretch the tab through the first web space to anchor the material in place. Let gravity help to mold the splint. Do not hold or pinch the material in any one spot to avoid fingerprints and/or pressure points. Smooth the material along the forearm in a distal to proximal direction, helping it to contour to the anatomy. Let the material harden. Mark the trim lines on the radial and ulnar borders and the proximal edge of the orthosis and around the thumb. Remove the orthosis from the patient for trimming. Use long scissor strokes to leave a nice, smooth edge. Try to complete the trimming before the material has completely hardened. Briefly redip the proximal border and flare outwards with the thumb. The sides of the orthosis can also be redipped briefly and the edges smoothed with the finger. Place the orthosis back on the patient to check the fit. Place 3 Velcro loop straps on the orthosis, 1 at the proximal border, 1 at the wrist and 1 at the distal border. Trim the straps to fit.